Hello, I'm back with my sketchbook today because I wanted to do some more sketching. There's no real plan for what I want to draw. I have a vague idea inspired loosely by a song that I've been listening to in one of my playlists recently, and that's all I have today. So I'm just gonna start sketching and see what shows up. I really have no set plan, no strong idea of what this should or will even look like. I'm just in the mood to sketch and draw something. There are a few things that I'm thinking about right now as I'm drawing this, and I'm kind of infusing those thoughts with the song that I've been listening to for this very vague, very nothing idea that I have. I love listening to music, especially like if I'm walking around or taking the train somewhere, and I get in these moods where I'll want to listen to specific songs, so I just put them in a playlist, and they don't even have to be similar songs. It's just, for some reason, at this point in time, I want to listen to Blocklist by Rico Nasty and also Death Cab for Cutie. And so I just put them in a playlist together. No type of through line, no theme, no concept for the playlist. Literally just, I want to listen to this song and I also want to listen to this song. So here they are in a playlist together. So yeah, this month I've been listening to a lot of Rico Nasty, especially her first album, The Tales of Taco Bella. And also I've been listening to Transatlanticism by Death Cab for Cutie. And that song has always been like a standout to me since I was in like 5th grade. Death Cab for Cutie has like this weird special place in my heart. I've never gotten super into them, but they've been a constant in my life from like other people, kind of. So even though I've never really listened to any full album besides like Transatlanticism, they just kind of always have this sentimental feeling attached to them in my mind and in my heart and my soul. So yeah, I'm just thinking about that song. And from there, I'm also thinking about one of my favorite memories that I had when I was a kid. So I'm originally from Michigan, and there's a city in Michigan called Grand Rapids. When I was growing up, every year Grand Rapids would have this event in, I think, October called Art Prize, where they would have, I think it was all Michigan-based artists would submit their artwork and exhibit their artwork throughout the city of Grand Rapids. And my dad would often take me, not often, that's not the right word, my dad would commonly take me every year. I don't know, we went a few times to Art Prize, so I have really nice memories of going to Art Prize with my dad and just walking around the city, seeing the artwork, and it was just so cool to me. I've always been so into art, and my parents always encouraged that and fostered that. So I'm really lucky for that, actually. I'm really lucky for a lot of things with my parents, how they raised me. So yeah, my dad taking me to Art Prize just really impacted me. I just always thought it was so cool seeing so much art throughout the city. And it was like outdoor exhibitions, also some indoor stuff, and lots of different types of art, like statues, paintings, photography, installations, like crazy. It was really cool. So one year we went to Art Prize, and there was this building. So the building is on a corner of a street, and so it has windows like on both walls. Like each street has like windows, you know what I mean? Like of the corner walls. And this woman had used the space to create a massive installation, and it just, oh my god, it's still something I think about so often, this installation. I'll have to find the name of the piece and the artist, but I can describe it for now. So this artist was a Chinese woman, and her work was inspired by, I'm not sure if it's a Chinese belief or if it's like a wider Asian culture belief, but something about a red thread connecting you and your soulmate or something. I think that's the basic idea of what it is, I'm pretty sure. So this artist used the entire like first floor of this building and filled it with red thread. And she had, so here, I'll draw a little example. So hanging from the ceiling, there was some red thread, and then it turned into this like spiral disc of red thread. And then it hung down and tangled on the floor. And then there were a bunch of other, like thousands of other red threaded discs, just all hanging at different heights throughout the building and all tangling together on the floor. But through the tangles, two of them were always connected. Like, no matter how far apart they were, they could have been in different rooms, but they were all connected. You know, one was connected to its soulmate somewhere else in the installation. And it was just so visually striking, seeing this just bright pop of red in the middle of the city. And you could see it because it was in the windows, you know. So it was just visually striking. And then once I learned about the meaning of it, even now I'm getting chills, like thinking about it, talking about it, of how much it impacted me, how cool I thought it was, and then the story of it. I don't know, it's just, I've always thought that it was so special. I don't think she won first place, but I do think she was one of the finalists that year. The artist who made that piece. And I mean, in my mind, she won, because I seriously think of that art piece, that installation, at least like once a month or something. It's really, really on my mind, like prominently. And I really love that I got to see it. And I just think it's so cool how much it stuck with me, you know? Like, to create something that someone thinks about like that, I just think is really cool, really special. So this drawing that I'm doing, I'm not gonna say it's inspired by that, but it's just like that art exhibit plus Transatlanticism by Death Cab for Cutie are both kind of twirling together in my mind right now as I'm drawing this. So what I wanted for this person was a hole in their chest in the shape of a heart, like a massive hole. Like a cavity in their body. And then from there, obviously we'd have like some three-dimensional stuff going on. And then from there, I want ribbons coming out. And I wanted them going from this person into another. But maybe I can just draw some really beautiful flowing ribbons over here and have them lead off the page. So I want one to be coming this way. Do I want it to be like one long ribbon, actually? I think I might. So maybe it loops back around on itself. And then you can come back through, maybe loop around again. And then it's like an infinity symbol. Wait. Loop around again, and then when it goes back through, it can, what can it do? Where can it go? So it will go down first, and then should it come up and like through itself, maybe? Oh my god, I'm getting so carried away with these. Oh, that looks sick, actually. Okay, and then maybe it can come back down one more time and then go off the page. Oh, I love that. Okay, this is what I'm doing for sure. Now this is gonna get really fun. Oh my gosh, I can just like tangle the webs. Tangle the webs, tangle the ribbon. And doing it as one long ribbon is a challenge, because then I have to create the shapes somehow with one piece of thread. So I want it to end here. But in between this, so much can happen. There's so much possibility here. I'm just gonna play around with this ribbon and see what comes of it. So maybe let me talk about my art journey a bit. So I started drawing when I was 4 years old. And I started because I remember asking my mother to draw things for me, and oftentimes she would, but then I think I was just asking her too often. And it's not like my mom is like an artist, you know what I mean? Like, drawing isn't her hobby. But like, if I showed her like a picture and was like, please draw this for me, she could do it, you know? Like, I remember asking her to draw the Rugrats for me. It was actually the cover of a Rugrats All Grown Up book that I had, and she copied the cover for me and drew it. So I always wanted her to draw things for me, but yeah, I guess I was just asking her too much. And I remember her telling me, like, I can't always draw these things for you. And so I just started drawing for myself after that. And so it started with drawing things that I liked, like cartoons and movies. I would just kind of look at the covers, the posters, the characters, and try to draw them. I remember in first grade drawing the Pirates of the Caribbean DVD cover photo. I remember drawing this manga book that I had. And actually, that was my thing. You know those like how to draw books where they have like step-by-step instructions? I would sometimes look at those, but I would never follow the instructions. I would just go to the final image and copy it. Yeah, I just never felt the need to copy step by step, because I was like, if I can see what it looks like and I can copy the lines, then why do I need to do the parts before? maybe it would have taught me about like anatomy and shapes and stuff, but I don't know, I think I learned a lot of that on my own anyway. Yeah, I never took any major like art classes, you know? I did have some private art lessons for 2 years in elementary school because my grandparents are friends with a local artist like in my hometown, and so they asked her if she would provide me with some like just very informal like tutoring, like art tutoring, you know. Basically I would just go to her house after school on I think Mondays, and she would give me like projects and painting, drawing. She taught me a lot about light and shadow. I definitely learned so much about light and shadow from her, because before I went to her classes, I never really knew how to shade. It really confused me. That was only for 2 years, and then I think she moved to a different city, so I had to stop going. And other than that, like, we have art class in school, you know, but it's not, I've never had like a lot of formal training is what I'm saying. And I don't think that's really hindered me. I definitely know about myself that I am someone who can learn things on my own pretty easily. Like, studying and teaching myself things and entertaining myself has never really been an issue for me. So I don't really think it's hindered me. Would I have learned more information and more skills more quickly if I had had more formal training? Probably. But I mean, I like the point where I've gotten to, and I feel proud of what I can do, and I don't really feel like I'm missing out on much from not having done that. The only thing I think I would have liked about that experience would be getting some getting more critique on my art, or getting more people seeing it, you know, more like peers seeing it. Because in school I was always the art kid. People knew I could draw and they liked that, but most of them weren't really into art, you know what I mean? And I think if I would have gone to university or something for art, like for drawing or something, for illustration, I think I would have enjoyed being in a situation where everyone is making something and you get to give and receive critique. Just showing my art to more people and hearing feedback on it, I think I would have really appreciated and valued that. Because I've always just kind of done it alone in my room. And I mean, I think I'm pretty good at judging my own art, if it's good or bad. Like, I know what's up. But it would have been nice, I think, to hear some other opinions sometimes. But yeah, I know what my art looks like, you know? Like, I know what looks right and what doesn't. And it all comes down to like what feels right. Like, if something feels off to me artistically, I know it doesn't look right. I actually don't like how it ends. Like, I don't like this part. So let me fix that. Can you go down like that? Oh my god, already I'm enjoying that more. And then up here, actually, yeah, I don't like that. So it goes that way, and then this should just continue up like that. Oh my god, is that it? But then it feels so empty over here. move up, come around, make a little pretzel, and then go off. Okay, I like that. Now I can work on this person. So I want this cavity in the chest, and the body will be 3D through there. And then, what should they be wearing? So here's their belly button, I guess. Maybe they should just be in some jeans. Yeah, that looks nice. No belt today, just jeans. And then no shirt, because I just want this to show. But the hair is important. Hair is very important, always, in my drawings. Okay, so what should we do for the hair? Usually when I draw someone with a heavy forehead like this, I give them a heavy bang, because they have the space for it, and I think it looks cool. So let's do just a ginormous bang. That's not a bang, that's a boom. I want it to be like a circle. And then their head just looks massive from their hair, maybe. But like in a cute way. That's really cute, I like it. Okay, yeah. Oh, I love that. Wow, okay. Totally into it. Well, with that hair, I think I'm finished with the sketching. So I can go on to inking. I'm very sad about breaking the clip off of this pen. So I bought some new pens, but I'm not going to use them until I run out of ink in this one. Let's see, have I been up to anything new lately? I finished my replay of Life is Strange. I think this is actually only the second time that I've played it. I've watched people play it before, and yeah, I really like Life is Strange. Actually, the first time I saw Life is Strange wasn't even me playing it, it was me watching someone play it on YouTube. But then I really liked it. So now I'm playing Before the Storm for the first time. So as much as I love Life is Strange, I've never played any of the other games. I've only ever experienced the first one. So now I'm playing Before the Storm. After that, I want to play number 2, and then I'll probably play True Colors. Also, on the Switch store, recently I saw that the Walking Dead video game, the Telltale Games series, Season 1 and Season 2 were $4 each right now. And I was like, are you kidding? So I bought them. Because I played Season 1 when I was like, I don't even know, however old, when that came out. And then I never played beyond that. I did watch someone play Season 2 on YouTube, but I don't really remember what happens, so I'm excited to get to that. So I'll probably replay Season 1 first and then go into Season 2. Okay, this ribbon, I need to decide what overlaps with what. You know, I'm not sure what it is. If maybe it's just my brain actually doing this, or if there's some truth to it. But today, and also yesterday, a lot of things have been reminding me of when I was a child. I found a new ASMR artist yesterday or sometime this week, and I was watching her videos, and something about her vibe just reminded me of when I was a kid. And then today, something about the weather, and something about this drawing now. I don't know what it is. I think I might just be being nostalgic. But I mean, today the weather was cloudy. It wasn't rainy, but it was very cloudy, kind of gloomy. And that weather, one, I love it, and two, always kind of reminds me of when I was a kid for some reason. Anyway, yeah, so just thinking about when I was a kid, I mean, I say that recently some things have been reminding me of when I was a kid, as if I'm not constantly thinking about my childhood. Maybe not constantly, but I don't know. I kind of always have had this feeling that time is happening at the same time, like stacked on top of each other. I think about when I was a kid and how I thought about the future, and it felt like my future was happening at the same time, but I just couldn't access it yet or something. And now I'm here accessing what I already knew. Like when I was a kid, I can remember my inner voice, and it always felt like it was this sort of outer version of myself that was always guiding me to what exactly I needed to do. And it felt like the outer version of myself had already experienced the future of me and was just telling me how to get there. And they've always been like the same age, you know what I mean? Like when I was a kid, it wasn't like I was hearing a child's voice. It was like an authoritative, not authoritative, but some like experienced voice, like it was an adult or something. I don't know. I think that actually has a lot to do with how my parents raised me, because they never really treated me like a little kid. Like they didn't do baby talk or anything like that. They always treated me like just a person. So I think I just developed that. There's so much about life that I don't think other people can ever understand. Like so much about your own life that I don't think other people can understand. And it's nothing, I don't mean that in a like nobody gets me type of way. I just mean it in a like, there's so much of life that we experience internally and emotionally. How we feel about things, how we remember things. And you can try to explain that to someone, you can try to express it, but it doesn't mean the same thing to them. Just because you told them the story about seeing an art exhibit when you were 10 years old, that doesn't mean they really understand what it means to you. You know what I mean? It's nothing super important. I'm just kind of rambling as I draw this picture. You know what it is? It's really because I started thinking about transatlanticism with this drawing. And that song just makes me really introspective, I guess. I'm always kind of like that, though. I definitely experience life very mentally. Like, a lot of how I go through life happens in my mind. But I think probably a lot of people that are into art are kind of like that. Actually, I want to share something that I heard recently that really helped me. Usually I think these kind of like inspirational posts that I see are kind of corny and I don't take them too seriously. Sometimes you can get little nuggets of truth from them, but most of the time I'm like, okay. So oftentimes I think of my own creativity as a pool. And I'm like, okay, I have all these ideas in a pool and I pull from the pool, I go fishing, I see what I can catch, what I can come up with. And the more I do that, the more I'm pulling, eventually I'll run out and I won't have anything else to pull from. Like my creativity pool will be dry and empty and I will have said everything that I can possibly say as an artist. And that will be it. One day I'll make my last drawing and I won't know what to make next because I have nothing left to say. So this woman on Instagram Reels or YouTube Shorts or something said, your creativity is not a pool, it's a river. And I was like, wow, it completely changed how I look at it. Like one, it made me feel better. And two, I was like, actually, that makes sense. Because, you know, like, as artists, we should always be, well, as people, we're always growing, changing. And so our art should grow and change with that. So it doesn't make sense to just have one pool to pull from. It's not like you're born with, these are the ideas you can have and that's it. Because you're going to have new ideas as you grow in your life. So of course new things will inspire you, new things will come your way. So I was like, wow, you know, your relationship with art will change. That doesn't make you any less of an artist. Actually, that's like a good thing. I think if you get stuck with one thing for too long, you lose inspiration. And so here we are. Here we are, and here he is with his love ribbons being strewn about in the wind before him. Yeah, I definitely need to do something more interesting with his eyes. I just wanted to make sure. Sometimes it's nice to get the basic parts like set down in ink and then go in and do some detail stuff, because if you try to do the detail stuff all in pencil at the same time, it can get lost, and then if you have to erase things, you might erase something you really liked. Maybe I'll just give him some hair details right now, just to get the direction of his hair and some texture, because he has a big wig. You can't just leave it blank. There we go. think that's good for now. I think this is where I will leave it today. Thank you so much for watching this sketch with me video. I have a lot of fun doing these. It gets me in a good mood because it feels good to just sketch with no pressure, no plan. Just go and see what happens. It's really nice. Here's a close-up of where he's at for now. So again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this sketching process. And until next time, goodbye.